Okay, so let's get started again. So this is again little bit next level. We will not go through this all now. Okay, output data from Terraform, query data sources, create resources, dependencies. We have done that. Perform dynamic operation with function, manage resources in Terraform state, input Terraform configuration, manage resource trip, use refresh only mode, sync Terraform, troubleshoot Terraform, module overview, use module from registry, host a static website with S3 Cloudflare, provision infrastructure with Cloud INIT, provision failure with Packer, install Sentinel CLI, inject Terraform. So yeah, if you get time, you can go through other topics also. But let's start today. How we can store whatever code we have in our repository. Okay. First of all, service principal details. Nothing has should be stored in any repository or anywhere. Okay. So we should delete it from here and we should store it somewhere else. Okay. Let me go back to main file. Okay, how we can store anything in repository? What will be the first thing we have to do? Let's say we wanted to store them in DevOps repository. Okay, what we will do? We'll go to DevOps repository. We'll sign in. Okay, so cloud test. I think I have created, right? Go to the project where you wanted to upload it. Okay, so you can see there are some storage VM and VM assets are there. I don't want them, so let me first remove them. Okay, let the reading file be there. That's okay. So what is the first thing in any repository? It will be a git ignore file. Okay, so if you search dot git ignore file. Okay, this is the most important file you should always keep in your repository. Git ignore. Where is dot git ignore? It's too big. Can you copy this? That is fine. Okay, so why I'm trying to find a git ignore? So you can see there are different files I have right here. I have variable.tf, I have main.tf, I have backend, I have Terraform log, and then I have Terraform this.terraform provider plugins. Okay, so basically I want to ignore this .terraform and service principal things. Okay, that's why I'm looking for git ignore. So in git ignore, we can define what all files can be ignored. Okay, when anyone is using Git, it will not count those file as changes. Okay, so we'll see that happening here right away. That's why I'm looking for git ignore. This is too big, but still. That's okay. Let me get some normal one.
Because can you explain it one more time? I don't understand again.
Yeah, we'll go through. Don't worry. Let me find some git ignore sample file. No? Git ignore dot I this. Let's copy this. Create a new file in repository. File called dot git ignore. Okay. Create. Paste things here. Commit it. So basically, in git ignore, you can see there are, okay, again, it is too small. Okay. So you can see there are some extension has been given, right? Dot VS code slash dot avalanche slash, okay. So this is like folders, right? Dot avalanche package, uh, AL package, snap, dot snapshot. These all are folders, right? So basically git ignore, we are just saying what all changes has to be ignored. Okay, so let's say in my local, if I'm having a VS code folder where I'm working here, okay, it will ignore that file. It will not upload it to repository when I am doing. Okay, so why we wanted to make those changes? Let me go to folder again. So if I'm going to this PC, I guess it was in D, right? Terraform Azure. So this is my folder, right, where my files are there, correct? You can see backend is there, main is there, service principal there, and variable is there, correct? So I don't want service principal to get uploaded, and I don't want this dot terraform. Why I don't want? If you go to properties, this is around 200 MB, and this is just waste, not waste. This is just providers plugins, right? This is all Azure RM plugins. You can see the version of that, and then there is application for that plugins, right? So you can see as part of plugins, what Terraform is downloading, provider, registry, SecOp, Azure RM 3.0.2, and then there is a application. Okay, it has all the details about the all the plugins which Azure has, and like Terraform will use that to create resources. Okay, so that's what it is. I don't want this file to get uploaded, so I can mention this file in my git ignore. So if I'm going to my git ignore, I can go there. Okay, I have to edit first. Let's add dot, sorry, what is the name? Dot Terraform, right? If it's not getting correct, let's copy from here only. Rename, copy. So whenever developers are working, it's not like all the folders has to be uploaded to repository. Only few like codes, scripts, configuration files, those has to be uploaded. Okay, but plugins and all not required. So basically, with the help of git ignore, we can ignore those files. Okay, and they will be in same file folder where they are you are working. Okay, so if you're working with VS Code, there will be some VS Code file will be generated. If you're working with Visual Studio, there will be dot a Visual Studio file will be created. Okay, so we need to ignore those files. Okay, we should not include those files because they are not like beneficial for us. Okay, so that's why you can add this dot terraform and it will ignore. Okay, if I say commit, we'll see that happening right away. Okay, so credentials. Let me remove credential also from there. We don't want to upload any credential to Azure. We'll cut it. We'll paste it somewhere else. creating folder. Let's paste it here. Now, so seems to be like my repository is ready. Okay, my Git ignore is also ready. Now, how I can clone? Okay, let's say I wanted to clone this main folder. Okay, how I can do that? Go to the branch, and you can see there is three dot in this side, right? First, go to repository and go to the branch, which branch you wanted to copy or clone. Okay, then click on this three dot, and there will be an option called clone. Okay, so once you click on clone, you will get some HTTP URL for this. You can use any CLI tool for the GitHub, okay, and you can clone that. If not, if you are having a Visual Studio Code, you can directly click on this clone in Visual Studio Code, okay. It will ask you to open Visual Studio Code. You will say open, okay. Allow an extension to open the URI. You say just open the VS Code. Okay. Seems to be already open. That's why it's not allowing us to do this. Let me close this. Okay. All we'll do again. Okay. So now you can see we have opened this. We'll say open. Start cloning. Automatically, it's not happening. Let's try once again. Something else. There are different options which you can select from here. We are using VS Code to open. Let me select a folder. It should ask her to select a folder, but it's not asking. Uh, I think it was giving that option. Now let me close it and open. Okay. It should give an option here, clone repository, clone to this folder. Not giving. Let us try to create a empty folder, because wherever you wanted to clone, that folder has to be empty. This is full. That's why it is not giving any. Let's open this folder. Folder, new folder, select this folder. This option is coming and going. Maybe I was missing this kit for Windows software. It is installing. Okay. We'll try again cloning. Okay, so yes, we are missing one software called Git Bash. You have to install that. So now they will ask, okay, let me cancel this again and go back again. So if you click on clone it VS Code, it will open a VS Code, and then when you say open, it will ask where you want to clone this repository. Okay, so just choose empty folder where you wanted to clone this repository. Okay, so currently we are working on Terraform Azure, right? So if I select Terraform Azure, it will not work. Don't know if it works. Okay, it is working. That's fine. This, if you can ask for your user ID and password for the DevOps, you enter that. Okay, for cloning, it will ask that. Okay, once you clone, you can open it. Okay, so we have cloned it, and you can see it is having git ignore and readme file. Where we have cloned? We have cloned inside our Terraform Azure. So you can say there is new folder which has been created called cloud test, right? Inside cloud test, I have all those things. Okay, so let's delete. Let's delete. Okay. So this cloud test has my details related to repository. If I'm adding something to repository, I can get it there. Okay, let's say I'm adding one more test file here, test.txt. Sorry. Okay, just keep test um, and save it. Oh, sorry, I'm updating in the wrong place. First, we will see how we will get it from our repository. Okay, let's go to repository. Let's add a new file here called test. Okay, create, give ABC. Okay, say commit. Okay, so in my local, I have this git ignore and readme, but in my repository, I have one more file dot test, right? How I can clone? Once you have cloned it, go to this source control. Okay, click on source control, and there will be three dots, right? You can click on three dot and you can say pull. What pull will do? It will get all the latest from your repository. So again, go to file, you can see test file is there, right? So pull is like to get latest from source to your desktop or laptop, right? That is your pull. So let's say we wanted to add something. Let's say I wanted to delete this locally. I'm deleting this. Okay. You can see there will be one notification. It's saying there is one pending changes in source control, right? It says I have deleted this. How I can update this back to repository? I have to click on add, that is stash, and then let's say give some messages, deleted test file. Okay, then you can see commit. Like there we were committing it in browser, right? Here in VS Code also you can give some message and you can say commit. Okay, once you commit, once you have done the commit, again go to three dots and you have to push it back. Push is like from your laptop to cloud. Okay, pull is from cloud to your laptop. That's not working. Let's see if it got changed here. There is some file problem, access problem. My username is having some problem. That's fine. We have to configure this. If for first time it is not working, then you have to configure this. Okay, this is nothing but your DevOps user ID and password, right? So I guess our global username is also email ID only. We have not made any changes. Let's do that. And where we will run this? We will run this in a terminal, right? This terminal. We go to new terminal, paste. Okay, bash. You don't forget to change here. In PowerShell, it was not working. When I select changed it to git bash, it is working, right? So yes. Now I have set the username and email ID also. It should work this time, right? So let's go to source control again. Try to commit it. You see, right? The message is gone. Your message is gone. Then again, I can click on three dot and I can push it back. So now that text file should be deleted here, right? Let me refresh it. Now you can see it got deleted, right? The text file. Now let's try to add all the files in repository. Okay. So right now we have git ignore and readme. Let's go to folders where we have all the Terraform files, right? So we want this Terraform, this one, and this one, right? So let's say Control X and paste all of them here. Go to Visual Studio Code. You can see now there are four changes, right? If you see in this source control, there are four changes are there, right? Variable.tf which has been added, main.tf, backend.tf, Terraform. But you see there is no un.terraform, right? Why this is not there? Due to git ignore. Okay, let me close this. Due to git ignore, it is ignoring. Okay, let's try to create one more folder here and we'll see if it is ignoring that or not. Okay, let's go to folder and create a new folder. Okay, name test folder. Okay, and just refresh here. You can see this test folder is there, but again, it's nothing is there inside that. Let us push something there. Okay, we will add some test file to that. We can add from here also. Test folder, add test.txt. Okay, we'll say test. We'll control save it. Okay, so now you can see there is dot here also, right? So basically it will try to upload this test file also, but again this is ignoring this dot terraform. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you, the usage of git ignore. Okay, so if you wanted to ignore complete something, you can use it in this way. Okay, the git ignore. Okay. This is not required for us, so we'll delete this folder. Now again changes will be 4. How we can upload? We'll go to source control. There is plus button. It will stash all our changes. If you wanted to do that, click on plus button. Then give a commit message. Then what? That commit message should be like understanding to other people also, right? So what we are doing, we are using like adding Terraform files. That's what we are doing, right? We are adding Terraform files. I've given that. Then click on this sign button that is called commit. Okay, once you have done the commit, you can go to three dots and you can push. Okay, or there is now a new feature, sync changes. It will automatically pull first and then push. You can click on that also, or you can directly go to push. Okay, so now my repository should have all these details, right? Let me reload it. So you can see now all the details which are there in my local has been uploaded to my repository, correct? So now I'm not making any changes in my repository. I'm making all of them in my local. I have cloned my repository and I'm uploading back to repository with VS Code, right? Let's say I am making some changes. I wanted to ignore dot Terra, even though it is not there. Let's make some changes. Okay, you can see the source control is automatically detecting. Okay, there is one change you have made. It you have made. Okay, you can click on that. Then you can stash. You can say test change, right? Commit, and then sync changes. So if I'm clicking on sync, first it will pull and then it will push. Okay. So dot Terra, which I have just changed. Okay. Again, I can see this change there, right? In git ignore, right now it's not there. Let's reload this. You can see now dot Terra is there. Okay. So this is the correct way to edit any file which is there in your repository. Will not make any changes in repository over the browser. Will clone the complete folder, okay, in our local, and then that way we will be doing the changes. Okay, any question in this? Cloning a repository, making changes.
Hello, Vikas.
Yes, Ajit.
I have a question, but I don't remember the point.
Okay, like.
Uh, uh, while you using the git ignore
Hmm.
git ignore file,
Hmm.
at that time I have some question, but I didn't raise the question to
You should
someone
have written it
or
down somewhere.
sorry.
You should have written it somewhere, right? Anyway, it's fine. So git ignore is nothing but a file which will contain different folder name or file to ignore. Okay, git ignore is basically, we have seen, right? Dot Terraform, it is not adding. If you wanted to see, let's remove this one. Okay, you will see this action. Okay, let's go to Visual Studio Code, go to files, go to git ignore. Just remove this. Okay, just put a hash before that so that it will ignore. Just save this. Okay. You can see now it is asking us to add this Terraform provider, Azure, and all those things, right? Terraform TAP state and all those things in changes. So that is the benefit of Terraform, like dot ignore. You wanted to, if you wanted to like this source control to ignore some file, you can mention that in git ignore. Okay, so now see it went. So basically, git ignore is a file where you can mention what all things has to be ignored, or you are saying this source control. Okay, please ignore these all files. I don't want to upload them to my repository. Okay, let's say I have kept here some credentials. I can mention that in git ignore. Okay, anything which is containing credentials, please don't upload it. Kind of also. Okay, so it's not just you can define a folder wise also. You can also define some keywords also here. Okay, you can say star.g.xlf if there is something like this. It has to be uploaded, like ignored like that. Nothing much. Git ignore file is there. Okay.
Because how dot get ignore sorry, I don't
Mhm.
this this I I have to repeat the question. I need some time.
No problem. Okay, so just simply remember this is a git ignore file where you can define different folders and it will ignore those things. That's it. Folder or files you can define here. You can say test.xml. It's given here, right? So if there is any
I'm
file
saying
which
that
kind of
one more thing, Vikas. I'm saying that how git ignore distinguish the file from our local system.
we have git ignore in local also, right? It's not like git ignore is there in my what you call there itself in repository. It is there in our local system also, right? So yes, that's how it is ignoring.
Okay.
Okay, so here is git ignore, right? When we clone this complete repository, we have cloned git ignore also. Okay, so yes, now we have our backend, we have our main.tf, we have our variables. Okay, so what next? Can we create a pipeline and deploy this Terraform? Okay, we can do that. Uh, Before that, let me check if there is anything important here. Query data source is one important. Mhm. So, yeah. I hope you all will able to clone any repository. Okay, so that will be fine. And we have main backend and all this. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to create a pipeline. Okay, using this main.tf file. So now my TF is in remote, that is in my Azure storage account. Okay, let me go to the projects. That can go to the pipelines. Okay, so now we have code in my cloud test, my Terraform code. I'll go to the pipelines. I will say new pipeline. What I will do, use a classic editor. Then what I will do, Azure repository, cloud test, main branch where my code is there. I will say continue. I will say an empty job. So first, what we will do, we will do the agent configuration, right? So agent configuration is fine. Here we will say Terraform deploy. Okay, we'll save. What task we have to add? Let's search if there is something called Terraform here, right? So first thing is Terraform. We have not installed Terraform. So first, let's get it for free from marketplace. Get it for free. Okay, so now we have installed it. Let's try to search again. Terraform. Let's refresh this. Okay, so you can see now Terraform is installed. So there is one called Terraform and there is one called Terraform tool installer, right? So first we need to install Terraform. Okay, if you have Terraform not installed on your machine, it will not work, right? So first you have to install Terraform. So this will do that. It will install Terraform. Then next task will be what we wanted to do. We wanted to run initialization, right? So we'll run this Terraform. We'll say add. What command you wanted to run? Terraform provider you have to select. Then you wanted to run init first, right? So you can see plan, validate, apply, destroy, all commands are there, right? So just select installation first. What all is missing? Yeah, you have to select subscription, right? Against which you are running. Okay? So pay as you go. I have not authorized it, like I have not created a service connection or service principal for that. That's why it is asking for authorization. Let's keep it in authorization. So in backend, it is just creating service principal and then service connection. We all know, right, how to create a connection, service connection in Azure. So yes, you can do it upfront or you can do it here. So right now I'm doing it here. You can do in project settings part. I hope you all have done that task. So you can see it's done. Now I will able to see the resource groups. Okay, I'm okay with network watcher, storage account for the backend. Okay, what is not giving me all those things? Hmm, I just authorized it. Select here. Yeah, it automatically created a service connection. You can see this pay as you go service connection, right? So that's what was giving error message. I guess I have only one repository there. No problem. Let's fix that problem first. So in backend, you can say we have a resource group name and we have a storage account and other things, right? So let's create this resource group. It is missing there. Let's go to portal. Yesterday I have deleted complete thing because it's pay as you go. That's why portal.azure.com. Source group. Not this one. This one. Okay. Yes, there is no. Create one resource group. Really quick. Distribution. Okay. That create. What was this? Create a resource inside this. What that resource is? Storage account. Create a storage account. This storage account setting is for our backend. Okay. Storage account name will give the same which we have given there. This one. So that it will be easy for us. Storage account name. Is it correct? Yeah, it is correct. Begin HTTPS will say review and create. Change something. No. Class. So if you are creating a storage account, please go through each and every details. Okay, and don't just create. So here, basically, if you go to the pipelines, okay, you have to select. Okay, you have to select resource group. You have to select a storage account. You have to select containers, and you have to give key. So this setting is for your backend. Okay, this is your backend setting. Okay, if you click in this, so you can see name the resource group which contain the storage account. Okay, then name the storage account which contain your containers, right? Name the Azure blob container which contain to store the remote state file. Okay, so this configuration, when you are giving initialization, it will ask you just for the purpose of backend. Okay, you can configure it here, or we have also this configuration in file also. Okay, so it's fine. I hope it got created. We have to quickly create a container. What is the name of container? Container name is Terraform. Let's copy this, go back, add a container. I'm okay with container access. Let's say create. Now I should be able to seeing those things here, right? So initialization is done. Let's refresh this. Now you can see Terraform state file I'm able to get, right? Storage account. Let's refresh this page also. Give it some time. It should select. Let's refresh here first. We have created in correct resource group, right? Yes, it is there. So I've pasted it directly, but you will get it in drop down, okay? And then you can select the container, okay? And this is the state file we have seen last time, right? So you can say tf state. So it will create a file called tf state therein. Not give the same name which you have kept in backend file, so there is no conflict. Go to pipelines. So now we have done the initialization part. Let's save this, okay, and run at least one and see if initialization is working or not. How to run a pipeline? You can see there is option called queue, right? So just queue it. Let's say run. We'll see what it is doing. Okay, so initialization job, it is checking out. Checkout is like it is downloading all the files. You can say installing Terraform is the first thing, right? So Terraform has been installed. What is the next? It is initializing the backend, right? So you can see all three tasks is successful. So we should have a file in our storage account, correct? Can we see that? If I am going to containers and Terraform, it should have one Terraform state file. You can see, right? It is just created, right? What is the next task? Go to edit pipeline. To initialization, after initialization, we can go to plan or apply, right? So let's add a new task. Again, search for Terraform. Just add. This time we wanted to apply, validate and apply. Okay. correct? Anything else we have to do? No, just we have to select the command which you wanted to run. Okay, no need to change anything, just change the subscription against which you want to run this apply, right? And again, just save and queue. Let's say save and run. Okay. So now it is initializing the backend. Now it is applying the changes, right? First it has validated everything. Validation is success. Now it's applying. So apply is already having an auto approve, right? So if you remember, we have to give one, like we have to accept it, right? While we are creating local, we have to say yes, then it will create. So to avoid that, you can apply. After the command apply, you can add auto approve. Okay. So you can see resource group created successfully. It's creating virtual network. Okay. So everything is created. Let's go back to home. Go to resource groups. Replace this. You can see there are two more resource group has been created. My TF resource group and network watcher RG. Sorry, Azure test, right? So if I'm going to my resource group, do you have any resources here? No. Let's go to Azure test. We have a VNet here. So we created two resource group and one VNet, right? Let's say we wanted to add one more resource. What will the first step? We'll clone the code to our local. We'll make changes here, right? So which resource you wanted to add? Let's add a normal resource storage account. Okay, what we will do? Azure storage account using Terraform, right? We'll follow again their official documentation. We'll go to that. Let's copy just storage account things. Okay, we don't want to add something much, just normal storage account. Okay, go back to your Visual Studio Code, add a new file, say storage.tf. Okay. Initially, you learn to add a different file. Okay, so storage.tf we have give. Let's give some name. Terra test storage account. Okay. Then how to call the resource group name? You can call this resource group name there also. Okay, same resource group. Let's copy from here. I think you all know how to define. I don't have to worry about that. So I'll say Control V, and location also I will be using same. So instead of name, I will say location. It's a tab. Nothing much of configuration. So this is just a storage account, right? You can see source control has detected one changes. So let me stash it, then give a commit, like commit message, added storage account tf file, right? This is the complete code. I will say select, then I will say push. Okay, please write it down all the steps, okay, somewhere in notebook. So let's go to cloud test repository. We should have storage.tf, right? We have storage.tf. Let's go to pipeline, cloud test ci1. This is just we have created, right? Go to pipeline. Now I wanted to create this storage account also. So what I have to do? I have to run the pipeline. Click on run pipeline. Click on run. Okay. So what we have like eliminated, we have eliminated running from Visual Studio Code. We are eliminating it from, like we are running it or creating it with the help of Azure pipeline infrastructure deployment. Okay. Now we are in apply part. Validation is successful. So now you see it is planning to add one, right? So you can see now it is creating a storage account, right? So let's say I wanted to do this automatically, even I don't want it to run this pipeline also manually. What I can do, I can go to pipeline, I can say edit, okay, and I can go to triggers and I can enable continuous integration, okay. And you can see there is include. So in include, I have to select the branch where changes will be pushed, okay. So enable continuous integration and select the branch, okay, and then save this thing. Okay. We'll see one more changes. So let's see if it is completed. Yes, this is created, right? So if you go to portal and storage account, there should be two storage accounts. So you can see Terra state, it just created, right? So let's say I wanted to add one more resource. See some small resource. Mm, Key vault storage. Okay, let's add one more storage account only. That is the easiest way, easiest thing we have. Let's copy storage account only. We'll go here again to my VS Code. I will add one more file. I will say storage account 2 dot tf. Okay, let's copy from here only. We'll just change the name. Okay, I will change. We'll keep the name. Okay, so we'll give 2 at the end of this. We'll save this file, and again source code uploaded. So let's test this. So you can say commit storage account 2. Just commit it and proceed. Okay, that is done. So there should be a pipeline running, right? You can see it already got queued, right? You can see we have not done anything. Just refresh this again. It's running, right? So it's automatically deploying. So that is like continuous integration, right? They're continuously deploying this, okay? And it will deploy one more. What is the error message? Duplicate resource, okay. You have to change the name here, okay? Example 2. Two block cannot have same name. We have discussed that, right? That's why it failed. Azure storage account example 2, we have one more Azure storage account, right? There also it was named at example. That's why it failed. Okay. So let's save it again. Make the changes. Corrected block name. Okay. Again, we should be seeing a new pipeline here. You can see it just queued just now, right? This is 20 seconds ago. This is 5 minute, 9 minute, 11. Like, okay. So if you click on this rotating wheel, you will able to see. Okay, so it is again creating the storage account, second storage account. Okay. So second storage account also created. So now we should have three storage account here. Go to storage accounts. Again, it's taking a little bit time. We are faster than Azure. Okay, so it is now visible, right? Terraform state 2. Okay. So this is how we will create any resource or use our GitHub or even Azure DevOps repository, any pipeline to deploy any resources. Okay. So yeah, there will be one pull request feature in between. Okay. So you have to remember, like we cannot directly push code to the main branch. It has to be through a pull request. Okay. So that is again 5 minutes of task. We can do that also sometime. But yes, hopefully now you people will able to recollect, right, how to use repository, what purpose we are using repository, why we are using a pipeline, right? It's making our work easier. Just I have to make changes in VS Code, update it to the source repository, and CI is enabled. It will automatically create resources, kind of thing. Correct? Any doubt till here? Well,
No, Vikas, I don't have any question right now. Not, I don't know about the others.
yep. No problem. Let's go there. Let me stop. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, Akshay, you have any question? Okay, she's on mute. Vishal, you have anything?
Oh, Vikas,
Hmm.
is there any way to see the video again? Because without going through the video again, I am not able to get all the things that you are giving now.
Okay,
With the
those
help
we.
of documentation,
Mhm.
I am getting lot of problems.
Okay, okay. So video, I think you are unable to see it completely. Okay, so
Uh, because I am lacking the concept from day one, that is from Terraform from day one.
okay, let
From
me
that
download. Let me share you. I have the downloaded file. Let me share you with this what you call uh, using Google Drive. Okay, try using that. Uh,
yes, yes. Uh,
Problem was with the this
once
font size. Okay.
Yes, yes. Because as you know, going through the documentation, there are a lot of terms, and
Mhm.
I was getting a lot of confusion. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours, but I didn't get anything more.
Okay,
Video
no
is
problem.
very helpful.
No problem. We'll download it, and I have already downloaded. I will share you a link. Okay, I will share the link to everyone, not just you. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
We
Okay,
can
Tony.
stop the recording, sir.
Yes, I think I have stopped. I thought someone will ask something. That's why I kept it running.